Hey, so you're with Mark and Diane at Real Estate News and Views, and we're going to talk about the state of this market and some factors that are influencing things and some important factors, right?
Yeah, we're going to go through some listings. We're going to go through some inventory numbers, but where we are, preliminary numbers on where we are in October, and where, we're not meeting those numbers pretty good. And stick around. I think there's going to be some good information for people that are thinking about buying or selling either this year or next year. I think there's some valuable tips for them.
Yeah,
And, ask us questions. We love questions, right? We're on top of the game. We're on top of the numbers. We know what's going on. Um, so, you know what? Ask. That's what we're here for. So definitely,
what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna share the Toronto board and we're gonna take a look at where we're at right now in October
okay.
because
For
it's
this year,
felt,
last year.
yeah, it's felt slower to me, and I don't know how you feel about it.
Well, yes and no. I'm not seeing the sales on a daily basis. There's like, if I see 10 sometimes, that's a lot, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Do
And
you
I'm
want
not,
to do a shout out while I share?
yeah, if you like this information, which I hope you do, definitely subscribe to the channel for more information for the Simcoe and Barrie real estate market and hit the links in the top of our descriptions. We got some for sellers and we got some for buyers. Take advantage of them.
Yeah.
Okay,
So so we're at the 30th, right?
yes.
So in freehold sales for the last 30 days in the city of Barrie. And I did this the other day, but the numbers will be a bit different now, so that's better. We have 143 sales.
Okay.
So remember that, 143 sales.
Yep.
And then we'll look at 1001 because I was a little bit worried, honestly, when I just did this little double check.
Yep.
166 last year.
So how much is that down?
Well, 166 to 143,
Yeah, hang on one second. Hang on, look at the numbers.
14%.
8%. Yep. So that, again, we'll make up a bit of sales today, but again, we're going dates to dates. That's, and I don't, and we're gonna, a lot of people go, well, what's going on? Well, one, there's a lot of listings. I'm confident that I'm confident. I know a lot of them are not at the right price point for buyers to say, let's go take a stab at that one. So we're still seeing some overpriced product on the market, right? And the they're just that big dark cloud that's over everybody's head right now. Every time you look at the news media, which I don't watch, but I get it from social media, it's not good out there. You know what I mean? The tariffs, the steel, the aluminum, the automotive, jobs, jobs, jobs. Look at Amazon last week came out saying as corporate, we're going to lose 30, we're cutting 30,000 jobs.
I
That's
know.
massive.
It is. Well,
Not,
look at to what the sales, okay, the spreadsheet, the sales for last year were at 192
yes,
and we're at 143.
right, right. And we'll have some today, but still, let's just say we finish off at 151, 155, which maybe for just Barry, it's not good,
Or
right?
is this the freehold? Is this a condo too?
What do you mean? The condos are in there too. So check out
Oh,
the condos before because no, it's not. It's just freehold, Dan. We have a condo separate sheet for that.
yeah, but I think the sales from Chubb are both, aren't they?
They are both
Okay, so 22. So 143 and 22
165.
and 192. So overall sales, everything. So it was 192 and 165,
Yeah,
down
16%.
14%, still the same.
So yeah, so that's gonna, that's
Mark, what's worrisome is this.
well, the listings. Look at the inventory is up. It's not turning over. And we continually like there's a listing that came out we were talking about the other day triple car garage, um, Sandringham.
Yes.
It's 999, and it's very dated in that house. Like it needs to be really updated a lot. They listed it, held off on offers, nothing, and now it's 1.2. Why don't you show that listing we're talking
Yeah,
about?
hold on. What I want to do right now is I want to look at the actives because the last time I checked, um I
You
had
pull it up and
nine.
I'll talk about it a little bit. So in that higher price range of a million and above, last month there was 143 active listings and only 7% of those sold. It's minuscule. It's single digits what's selling in these higher ranges today. There's a lot of inventory. At 1.2, it's not worth 1.2. If it was cleaned up, Dan, and updated and all that stuff, it's a stretch. It's
Okay,
a,
so we're even worse off than when I checked a couple days ago. We're at 974 actives right now.
yeah. So
And last year only 788. Look at what happened here last year. And I wanted to really point this out to you. September, August 158. August is always a slower month, right?
yeah.
Then we went to September, we had 173 sales.
Mhm.
But we also saw a big jump at 827 inventory
Yep.
because it's the fall market, right?
Yep.
But then in October, our sales went to 192.
Yep.
They jumped a lot since September, right?
Well, 10%.
And the inventory went down to 788.
Yeah, which is not 10%, but maybe four without doing math.
But my issue is over here. We're not seeing that same thing.
We're seeing a lot of listings still come up, Dan, but we're seeing a lot of people, you know what I mean, canceling. Let's try that strategy didn't work, reduce it. It's been in the market for 160 days. Let's freshen up a little bit. It's a tough market. It's a really tough market out there today. And if you're not on the price on what buyers are willing to pay because the data is there. We all know what they're willing to pay in certain ranges. If you're not looking at that a lot, you're not going to sell. You're not going to adjust to what's going on in this market. You have no hope in hell in selling. You don't.
No, but I do find that a lot of people are adjusting. You're not finding that?
No. Some in certain ranges, I see some, yes. But if we're talking about the majority, no, I don't. I don't.
Like I find in townhouses.
In certain neighborhoods, yes. And I saw a good deal on Bates today. 639 listed. It was a detached, 1,100 square foot detached. Showed well, 639. They got 650. Great value there. That's price
Oh yeah,
property.
I know what one year, and I know where Bates is. They're pretty big.
Yeah, this was a detached, so this was a small detached, maybe
Okay.
1150, but it was priced well. I mean, if that was me, I'd have gone 599 to get more people. 639 is, you know what I mean, a smidge below. They got 650. Okay. You know, someone got an okay deal, but that property was priced properly,
Well,
right?
I find in the lower ranges, a lot of them are priced properly.
Then why
Like,
are we selling though? We don't see that though.
well, they are.
Okay, cool. Oh, no, no, no. Let's
That's
go.
where we're seeing the sales.
Let's go back look at it. You're going to be surprised. Well, Dan's going to pull up September numbers. There's still pull up the September numbers that we
I'm
just did
trying, but my computer's not allowing me. Oh, there we go.
because it's still a lot of inventory is not turning over.
Like
So these
between 5 and 6, 61 actives, we had 23 sales. Like that's almost half.
62% aren't selling. I'm
Yeah.
looking at this column. This column interests me more than what this columns are doing.
Yeah. Well, the 62% and the 67% are a hell of a lot better than 90 and
It
92.
is, but it's still, even though we're seeing an increase in transactions in this range and we are seeing some adjustments, and yes, we are seeing adjustments, but we're not seeing them. If we were seeing more and more adjustments, these numbers would be coming down, and they're not. We're still seeing that's still a good chunk of inventory, and we saw like great increases in transactions in these lower ranges, but
I'm actually going to see how many actives are between 5 and 6 right now because that'll give us a good feel, right?
Well, yeah, do 6 to 7, do 7, 8. Well, you're at it. You might as well. But we are seeing some things. I had two listings, one that's sold 2 weeks ago, and we had to do a bunch of work, not a bunch of work, to make it more saleable, not an adjusting price. And we listed at 1,249,000, we 1.2. That's all it's worth. Take it any day of the week. We sold.
Yeah.
It's the right thing to do in this
Well,
market.
that's the other problem. I mean, I think if you're getting, here, I'm writing these down.
Look at the inventory number. Look, not coming down. We're seeing a lot of listings. Is more of these is the media is telling what's going on, and it's not good. Um, More people are getting frightened and more fear setting in.
Yeah,
I'm
so the 5 to 6 we're at 60 right now, but the 6 to 7 we're at 157.
There you go. So these numbers aren't coming down. Then there's a real big separation from people that saying, you know what, we'll use Bates Court as an example. Price it so it's going to move for this market. And they did, and they were successful. Imagine what would the market be doing if everybody did that approach? It'd be busier.
Oh,
It
for
would be.
sure.
It would be. And
Oh, well, and I want to bring up another thing about that. So I had a client message me that, well, the interest rate was dropped again. So we should see the market, like we should see, more interest in the market picking up.
no, we're not going to.
No,
We're not. It's not
no.
big enough. And we got some other bigger news, economic news that's overshadowing all that, right? If the Bank
Yes.
of Canada came out and said, hey, you know, they did 50 basis points, might turn a bit of heads, not much, but I think it would go perceived a bit better. And then I didn't watch Tiff speak at all. Only a short clip of on social about, the standard of living in this country is going down, right? Things aren't rosy. There's concerned about these inflationary pressures coming back in, so he doesn't know if there's going to be more rate cuts. But then how do you balance it off? You have a real slowing in economy, and then the unemployment rate's going up. I don't know. There's concern, and
Well, and
very expensive.
the bank rate is at 2 point, what is it at? 2.2,
2.25.
but the fixed rate is still in the high fours, almost five.
It's not five though. I think it was
No, it's in the high fours.
high force. Yeah. Yeah. But that's a different game with the bond yields. And the bond yields came down a little bit last week, and they're kind of being steady at 4.06 in that range. So if those come down, then the fixed rates are to come down. But still,
Well, and this is what that's why I wanted to bring it up. Just because people see all these interest rate drops, the problem is the fixed rates are really not moving that much because of the bond yield. So you think, oh, there's another cut in the interest rate. The market's going to start, rebounding because interest rates are going down. They're not though.
do you think people that work at manufacturing plants are going out to buy homes today?
No,
Trading up or trading down?
no,
No, trading down. Do you think the person at Stelco is thinking about moving today? No,
no.
no. And other manufacturers that feed off that big industry? No. There's a lot of people affected. There really is. So I hate to be doom and gloom, but it's not hard to see it when we're looking at the numbers are telling us the story. Start paying attention to the friggin' numbers. They're telling you a story, and no one is paying attention to them. Realtors aren't. Most aren't.
Well, that's a pet peeve of mine is that everybody wants to pretend everything's nice and rosy to try to get clients. Oh, you should list today. It's a great time. It's a great time to buy. It isn't a terrible time to buy.
It's not. I'm not think I agree, and it's not a terrible time to list in a sense, but your expectations have to be in line with what's going on in the market.
That's
If
right.
someone's I met this lady 2 weeks, yeah, a week and a half ago. Yeah, I want to move to a condo, but I just don't think I will get what I want for my house. I looked at her like, oh, okay. But you want to get top dollar for your house, but you don't want to, then that means you're going to pay top dollar for your condo. You don't want that.
No,
No.
no,
Then don't sell your house.
no.
Don't sell your house then.
Well, this is a
You can't have your
problem.
cake and eat it too.
Everybody wants top dollar for their house and
Right.
they want a deal on their purchase.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like life doesn't work that way.
Numbers don't lie. Look at the numbers. It's not good, but we are seeing transaction if things are. I think those numbers could be greatly improved if price was improved on a lot
I
of.
think there's still buyers. Do you agree?
Sure, there is. I think that we are underestimating how many buyers are actively looking. We don't know and can't gauge that, but I can tell you right now, when I'm looking at sales and I'm looking at stuff that's priced properly and is very ready for saleable and priced where it should be, it sells. It sells
Fast too.
relatively fast. We had
Relatively fast, yeah.
Newton, it sold pretty quick. And then we had to change strategies because we got beat up on a home inspection and the presentation wasn't there. Let's cancel the listing. Let's go back and correct all the contractor's shit jobs he's done and then relist it. Oh, by the way, we're going to keep the same price because it doesn't warrant a price increase for what we've
Right.
done.
Right.
No different than a Burkle. He sold it in 5 days. Did he would have loved to get 1,225,000 for it. You're gonna let a deal go in this market for 25K? No, you're not. Not a property like that.
No, no, no.
You're not. So sellers today have to do more, Diane, if they want to sell, and the price has to be real, and their expectations have to be realistic in line with what's going on in this market today. If they're not, don't call me because I don't want your business. I told one of my clients, I think I turn down more business than I get because I just don't believe in taking properties that I can't sell or people are their expectations are too high. I'm not.
Well,
Uh,
the problem is when you
makes
do
sense.
that, it's a lose-lose for everybody because your relationship, like the whole thing is just stressful. The relationship goes to hell because you're fighting, right? You want, like, a lot of agents take the higher price and then they fight, okay, let's get a price reduction. We need to
Right,
reduce the price. And
right.
then,
Don't go well. They don't go well with sellers,
no, it doesn't.
right? They go they don't they're brutal. They're in a way then you're putting more strain on that relationship, like you said. Okay, we're gonna lower it by 10 grand. Can you open house it all weekend? No one's coming because we're not
Or
there at the right price.
not serious buyers anyway.
No.
I had somebody that messaged me from YouTube. Remember the guy that bought the brand new townhouse?
Hmm.
And then he put in a legal basement apartment. And then he had sent me the floor plan before he did it. I told him not to put in the apartment to begin with. And then when he sent me because there's not enough parking and stuff. And then he sent me the floor plan and I said, oh, you shouldn't do this. You got too many small rooms. No one's going to want this. Anyway, he called me this week. He wants me now to try to rent the apartment for him. He did it. He goes, I didn't listen to anything you said, and you were right. I shouldn't have done the apartment. I shouldn't have done the layout that I did. Nobody wants to rent it because now it's too cramped and too small.
There you go.
Well, yeah, but Mark, now he wants me to try to rent it for him because he can't. So, I mean,
No.
if somebody's giving you advice that have been doing this a very, very long time,
Yeah. You listen because if you don't, it costs them big money. So now
cost him 80 grand to
he
make
paid
it.
to do the basement. That's not really usable or rentable in a way right now.
No,
He's
it's
going to have to reduce his price to get it rented.
well, and I've showed it a couple times now, and they're like, "Well, where am I going to park?"
Right.
There's one spot and one half of a spot, and me and the guy tried to both put our cars there, and like you can't park two vehicles.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
And I told him that to begin with. In this kind of property, it was like the one that you had on Succession.
Yeah, it's one parking job.
How are you? How are
Sidewalk
you?
is there. You can't create more parking.
No,
Mm-mm.
it's not happening.
Mm.
So,
Well,
like, unless you rent to people with no vehicles,
that's not happening in Barrie,
it's not happening in Barrie,
right?
especially in the South End.
That's why, you know what, when, because most of our business comes from past clients and, you've had those relationships over here and they trust you and they'll follow you. It's, and I've had some good success with new clients too, right? In the past of showing, as long as I'm transparent with the numbers and talking to the market and showing them, mo most get it, but some don't. And you go, wow. And then they think it's this, and they go with someone else and try it, and then they come back to you,
Hmm.
right? Just like your guy did. He didn't
Hmm.
list it. He comes back to you. And I had it with a couple, this is months ago, where they went with someone else, and that's everybody's right, and that's great. I would have
Gotta
taken
plug in my computer. Keep going.
right because the price was so overpriced by a couple hundred K that I wouldn't have taken it anyway. And then they weren't successful in the sale. As the listing was coming to expire, they kind of reached out to myself to go, "Hey, Mark, what's the market like? Hint, hint, our listing is expiring in 20 days." So it's basically give us some free information and then you might get the listing. It was in 4 words. Your price is way overpriced. You're never going to sell. That's it. That's as truthful as I can get, right? And
I get
they
that all the
wrote
time.
back and they said, well, you know, we're not lowering our price. You're not selling then. Listing never came back on the market. This is the market. We can't, this market, we don't dictate the prices. The buyers have more control today, and they have a lot of choice today. And I always encourage people to do more in their house to show some good value, some great presentation at the right price. It continually sells
Well,
decently.
and I get those calls all the time that, oh, you know what? Either we're about to list or we listed, and they ask for all my advice. And I've even gone over and said, okay, fix this and clean this and do this and do that.
Yeah,
And they go with somebody else anyway.
it happens.
It's part of the business. They
It's
use
part
you,
of the game.
right?
They do. It's part of the game, and that's okay. I never have problems with that because I believe if I'm giving the best information and being true to my character, then I'm happy with it. Then I'm not going to feed them a bunch of shit and tell them how great things are. And no, I'd rather be upfront and show them exactly what you need to do to get your house ready for sale. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yes. And if you don't
It
choose,
is.
and if you choose to go with somebody else,
Go,
that's your choice.
but don't call me for information later on during listing. Uh, Damn, or Mark, why didn't I'm not getting showings? Why? Sorry, you have a realtor. Click. Goodbye.
Well, yeah, I get angry
Call
at
me
that
when it
as well.
expires. Then I can give you information.
Yeah.
Call me when it
Just so
expires.
people know, okay? We are not, by our standards and Korea rules, we are not allowed to talk to people that are under contract to somebody else.
Well, if they reach out to you, you can, but you don't want to interfere with that relationship. It does nobody any good. You've hired an agent. You've decided to do that on the work with somebody else. Go work with them. Give them, tell them what you want or what you
Well,
expect.
bloody, you trusted them enough to try to sell your
I agree.
house,
I agree.
which
So go
is the
back to
biggest
them.
investment of your life.
So that's the thing,
So why
right?
are you coming to me now?
That's the thing. And that's what's, live with your decisions,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well, another thing I wanted to share with you, Mark, before we wrap it up here, is that the mortgage arrears in Canada are still really, really low.
Yeah.
They
We're not,
remain very low to historical and international standards.
yep. Yeah.
So the mortgage arrears um, in Canada, look at this. So the United States is the light blue, Canada is the dark blue,
Yes.
and the United Kingdom is the light purple or the light
We
blue.
have real tight lending practices, right? And I think they should be loosened a little bit more today when it comes to this stress test. But in the hot market, I agree with it. And that's the things why our numbers are low. And when people did buy, depending on when they bought, right? Someone bought, back in 19 and 20, you're okay probably if you
Well,
have
and the
today.
other thing too is though you hear on the news that, the US economy is way better than ours
It
and
is. It is
yeah, well, look at the arrears in the US compared to us.
different lending, right? I don't know a lot about the lending criteria in that in the US, but you know what I mean? They don't have the
And
stuff.
this is 90 days or over, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Are,
huge.
are we going to see that pick up as unemployment rises? Possibly. Yeah, we are. That number will go up. So it'll be an interesting number to keep an eye on with this data to see because it will go up. If people start losing their jobs, can't pay them, it will go up. But that person too, if they do, again, we don't. There could be multiple reasons, but they could have savings or whatever. Not everybody's going to be in that, but there's going to be some people that lose their jobs that don't have any savings. It's hard to make a living today and put a roof over a family's head, groceries, everything else. It's expensive.
Well, it
But
is.
I think
I just thought that I just thought like it shows the by breakdown in province too, and Saskatchewan is by far the highest. Sorry,
only as a percentage, yeah, as a percentage, right? For sure.
as a percentage, yeah. But
And
it's
it compares to province.
0.28, 0.28, 0.18, 0.54.
Yeah.
It's not even 1%.
No, they're small. Right. And we don't see them on the board. We don't see lots of them. We see
No.
some. But
Well, and the other thing that I did want to say, I have actually just purchased with somebody, which is a power sale, and I went and looked at another one yesterday. All these power sales right now, nearly all of them I've been to, are private power sales.
yeah. Yep.
You've seen them too, right?
Yeah. You see them on some of the because you don't recognize the lender on some of the listings. They're small. You don't see a lot of, CIBCs or Toronto Dominion or BNS, Bank of Montreal. You don't see them. It's more private. I see some home trusts in there. But
Yeah,
they'll some of those will take the risk,
yeah.
right?
Or
Big
it's a second mortgage holder.
what's that? Yes.
Is a second mortgage holder, somebody that somebody with they were in trouble. Okay, we're gonna, get a second mortgage on the property, get us out of trouble, and
Awesome.
they're the ones that are pulling the plug on the power of sale.
Yeah, some are. Yeah, it's there's a lot of different reasons, right? But we won't know them all because there's
I
no
just
way.
thought it was a good thing to touch on.
Oh, I think it's great. I do too because we get a lot of comments in our content. Oh, the price, everyone's going to be bankrupt, and no, we're not seeing that.
We're
Do
not.
I think that there's harder times coming? Yeah, I do for some people,
Hmm.
but I won't put a blanket and say it's everybody.
It's not.
Not. It's just not. So,
All
all
right,
right.
Mark, I think that's a good job we did there.
Good. Any questions? Leave a comment, reach out. All right. Talk soon.
See ya.
See you.